Speak the speech, I pray you, as I pronounced it to you, trippingly on the tongue. But if you mouth it, as many of your players do, I had as lief the town crier spoke my lines. Nor do not saw the air too much with your hand thus, but use all gently. For in the very torrent, tempest, and as I may say, the whirlwind of passion, you must acquire and beget a temperance that may give it smoothness. Oh, it offends me to the soul to hear a robustious, periwig-painted fellow tear a passion to tatters, to very brags, to split the ears of the groundlings, who, for the most part, are capable of nothing but inexplicable dumb shows and noise. I would have such a fellow whipped for overdoing term again. And out Herod's Herod, pray, avoid it.
I warrant your honor.
Be not too tame, neither, but let your own discretion be your tutor. Suit the action to the word to the action, with this special observance, that you overstep not the modesty of nature. For anything so overdone is from the purpose of playing, whose end both at the first and now was and is to hold, as 'twere, the mirror up to nature, to show virtue her own feature, scorn her own image, and the very age and body of the time his form and pressure. Now this overdone, or come tardy off, though it make the unskillful laugh, cannot but make the judicious grieve. Oh, there be players that I have seen play, and heard others praise, and that highly, not to speak it profanely, that have so strutted and bellowed that I have thought some of nature's journeymen had made men, and not made them well. They imitated humanity so abominably.
I hope we have reformed that indifferently with us, sir.
Oh, reform it altogether. And let those that play your clowns speak no more than is set down for them. For there be of them that will themselves laugh, to set on some quantity of barren spectators to laugh too, though in the meantime some necessary question of the play be then to be considered. That's villainous, and shows a most pitiful ambition in the fool that uses it. Go, make you ready. How now, my lord? Will the king hear this piece of work?
And the queen, too, and that presently.
Bid the players make haste. What ho, Horatio?
Here, sweet lord, at your service.
Horatio, thou art e'en as just a man as e'er my conversation coped withal.
Oh, dear lord.
Nay, do not think I flatter. For what advancement may I hope from thee, that no revenue hast but thy good spirits to feed and clothe thee? Give me that man that is not passion's slave, and I will wear him in my heart's core, aye, in my heart of hearts, as I do thee. Something too much of this. There is a play tonight before the king. One scene of it comes near the circumstance which I have told thee of my father's death. I prithee, when thou seest that act afoot, e'en with the very comment of thy soul, observe mine uncle. If his occulted guilt do not itself unkennel in one speech, it is a damned ghost that we have seen, and my imaginations are as foul as Vulcan's smithy. Give him heedful note, for mine eyes will rivet to his face, and after we will both our judgments join in censure of his seeming.
Well, my lord, if he steal aught the whilst this play is playing and scape detecting, I will pay the theft.
They are coming to the play. I must be idle and get you a place.
How fares our cousin Hamlet?
Excellent in faith. Of the chameleon's dish, I eat the air, promise crammed. You cannot feed capons, so...
I have nothing with this answer, Hamlet. These words are not mine.
No, nor mine now. My lord, you played once at the university, you said?
Indeed I did, and I was accounted a good actor.
Oh, what did you enact?
I did enact Julius Caesar. I was killed in the Capitol. Brutus killed me.
It was a brute part of him to kill so capital a calf there. Be the players ready?
Aye, my lord. They stay upon your patience.
Come hither, my dear Hamlet. Sit by me.
No, good mother. Here's metal more attractive.
Oh, do you mark that?
Lady, shall I lie in your lap?
No, my lord.
I mean my head upon your lap.
I, my lord.
Do you think I meant country matters?
I think nothing, my lord.
That's a fair thought to lie between Meg's legs.
What is, my lord?
Nothing.
You're merry, my lord.
Who, I?
I, my lord.
Oh, God. You're only jig maker. Well, what should a man do but be merry? For look you how cheerfully my mother looks, and my father died within these 2 hours.
Nay, 'tis twice 2 months, my lord.
So long? Nay, then let the devil wear black, for I'll have a suit of sables. Oh, heavens! Died 2 months ago and not forgotten yet.
I'll mark the play.
For us, and for our tragedy, here stooping to your clemency, we beg your hearing patiently.
So many journeys may the sun and moon make us again count o'er ere love be doomed. But woe is me, you are so sick of late, so far from cheer and from your former state that I distrust you. Yet though I distrust, discomfort you, my lord, it nothing must. For women's fear and love holds quantity, and neither ought nor in extremity. Now what my love is, proof have made you know. And as my love is size, my fear is so. Where love is great, the littlest doubts are fear. Where fear grows great, great love grows there.
Faith, I must leave thee, love, and shortly too. My operant powers their functions leave to do. And thou shalt live in this fair world behind, honored, beloved, and haply one as kind. For husband shalt thou find.
Such love must needs be treason in my breast. And second husband, let me be accursed. None wed the second, but who killed the first?
Wormwood, wormwood.
The instance is the second marriage move, where base respects of thrift, but none of love. A second time I kill my husband dead, when second husband kisses me in bed.
I do believe you think what now you spake, but what we do determine, oft we break. Purpose is but the slave to memory. A violent birth, but poor validity. Most necessary 'tis that we forget to pay ourselves what to ourselves is debt. Our thoughts are ours, their ends none our own. So think thou wilt no second husband wed, but die thy thoughts when thy first lord is dead.
Nor earth to give me food, nor heaven light. Sport and repose lock from me day and night. Both here and hence pursue me lasting strife. If once a widow, ever I be wife.
Ooh, if she should break it now.
'Tis deeply sworn. Sweet, leave me here a while. My spirits grow dull, and fain I would beguile the tedious day with sleep.
Madam, how like you this play?
Maybe protest too much, methinks.
Oh, but she'll keep her word.
Have you heard the argument? Is there no offense in it?
No, they do but jest. Poison in jest. No offense to the world.
What do you call the play?
The Mousetrap. Mary, how? Tropically, this play is the image of a murder done in Vienna. Gonzago is the Duke's name, his wife, Baptista. You shall see anon. 'Tis a knavish piece of work, but what of that? Your Majesty and we that have free souls, it touches us not. Let the galled jade wince, our withers are unwrung.
Done. Dun, dun!
This is one Lucianus, nephew to the king.
You're as good as a chorus, my lord.
I could interpret between you and your love if I could see the puppets dallying.
You are keen, my lord, you are keen.
It would cost you a groaning to take off my edge.
Still better and worse.
So you must take your husband's. Begin, murderer. Pox, leave thy damnable faces and begin. Come, the croaking raven doth bellow for revenge.
Thoughts black. Hands act. Drugs fit. And time agreeing. Confederate season, else no creature seeing. Thou mixture rank. Thou mixture with midnight weeds, with midnight weeds collected, with Haggard span, thrice blasted, thrice ineffected. Thy natural magic and dire property, unwholesome life, usurp immediately.
The king rises.
What frightened false fire?
How fares my lord?
Give order the play.
Give me some light. Away.
Light! Light!
Oh, Horatio, I'll take the ghost's word for £1,000. Just perceive.
Very well, my lord.
Upon the top of the poison.
Very well noted.
Ah!
Good my lord, vouchsafe me a word with you.
Sir, a whole history.
The king, sir,
I, sir, one of them.
is in his retirement marvelous distemper.
With drink, sir?
No, my lord, rather with choler.
Your wisdom should show itself more richer to signify this to his doctor, for me to put him to his purgation would perhaps plunge him into far more choler!
Good my lord, put your discourse into some frame, and start not so wildly from my affair.
I am tame, sir, pronounce.
The queen, your mother, in most great affliction of spirit, hath sent me to you.
You are welcome.
Nay, good my lord, this courtesy is not of the right breed. If it shall please your lord to make me a wholesome answer, I will do your mother's commandment. If not, your pardon and my return shall be the end of my business.
Sir, I cannot
But, my lord,
make you a wholesome answer. My wit's diseased. But, sir, such answer as I can make, you shall command, or rather, as you say, my mother. Therefore, no more to the matter. My mother, you say.
Then thus she says, your behavior has struck her into amazement and admiration.
Oh, most wonderful son that can so astonish a mother! But is there no sequel at the heels of this mother's admiration, in part?
She desires to speak with you in her closet ere you go to bed.
We shall obey. Were she 10 times our mother? Have you any further trade with us?
My lord, you once did love me.
So I do still.
Good my lord, what is the cause of your distemper? You do surely bar the door upon your own liberty if you deny your griefs to your friend.
Sir, I lack advancement.
How can that be, when you have the voice of the king himself for your succession in Denmark?
Aye, sir, but while the grass grows, the proverb is something musty.
oh, my lord, if my duty be too bold, my love is too
I do not well understand that. Will you play upon this pipe?
My lord, I cannot.
I pray you.
Believe me, I cannot.
I do beseech you.
I know no touch of it, my lord.
'Tis as easy as lying. Govern these ventages with your fingers and thumb. Give it breath with your mouth. And it will discourse most eloquent music. Look you, these are the stops.
I have not the skill.
Why, look you now, how unworthy a thing you make of me. You would play upon me. You would seem to know my stops. You would pluck out the heart of my mystery. You would sound me from my lowest note to the top of my compass. And there is much music, excellent voice in this little organ. Yet cannot you make it speak? Do you think I am easier to be played on than a pipe? Call me what instrument you will, though you can fret me, yet you cannot play upon me.
God bless you, sir!
My lord, the queen would speak with you, and presently.
Do you see yonder cloud that's almost in the shape of a camel?
By the mast, 'tis like a camel indeed.
Methinks it is like a weasel.
It is backed like a weasel.
Or like a whale.
Very like a whale.
Then I will come to my mother by and by. They fool me to the top of my bent. I will come, by and by.
I will say so.
By and by is easily said. Leave me, friends. Tis now the very witching time of night, when churchyards yawn and hell itself breathes out contagion to this world. Now could I drink hot blood and do such bitter business as the day would quake to look on soft. Now to my mother. Heart, lose not thy nature. Let me be cruel, not unnatural. I will speak daggers to her, but use none. My tongue and soul in this be hypocrites. How in my words soever she be shent, to give them seals, never my soul consent.
I like him not. The sense is safe with us to let this madness range. If we prepare you, I and commissions will afford quick dispatch, and heated England shall along with you. The terms of our estate may not endure hazards so dangerous that doth hourly grow of this lunacy.
We will ourselves provide. Most holy and religious fear it is to keep those many, many bodies safe that live and feed upon your majesty.
Never alone did the king sigh, but with a general groan.
Arm you, I pray, to the speedy voyage, for we will fetters put upon this sphere which now goes too free-footed.
We will haste us.
He's heading to his mother's closet. Behind the arras, I'll convey myself to hear the process and warrant she'll tax him home. Very well, my liege. I'll call on you before I go to bed and tell you all I know.
Thanks, dear my lord. Oh, my offense is rank, smells to heaven. It hath the primal elder's curse upon it, a brother's murder. Pray can I not, though inclination be as sharp as will. My stronger guilt defeats my strong intent, and like a man to double business bound, I stand and pause while I shall first begin, and both neglect. What if this cursed hand were thicker than itself with brother's blood? Is there not rain enough in the sweet heavens to wash it white as snow? Whereto soonest mercy but to confront the visage of offense? And what's in prayer but this twofold force? To be forestalled ere we come to fall, or pardon me down? Then I'll look up, my fault is past. Oh, I know what form of prayer can serve my turn. Forgive me my foul murder. That cannot be, for I am still possessed of those effects for which I did the murder. My crown, my own ambition, and my queen. May one be pardoned and retain the offense? In the corrupting currents of this world, offense's gilded hand may shove by justice, and off the scene the wicked prize itself buys out the law. Does not so above. There is no shuffling. There the action lies in his true nature, and we ourselves compelled even to the teeth and forehead of our faults to give it evidence. What then? What rests? Try what repentance can, what can it not? Who can it when one cannot repent? Oh, wretched state, oh, bosom black as death. A lambent soul that's struggling to be free yet more engaged. Help, angels. Make us say, bow. Bow stubborn knees. Heart with strings of steel. Be soft the sinews of the newborn babe. All may be well.
Now might I do it, Pat. Now he is praying. And now I'll do it. And so he goes to heaven. And so am I revenged? That would be scanned. A villain kills my father, and for that I, his sole son, do this same villain send to heaven? Oh, this is higher in salary, not revenge. He took my father grossly, full of bread, with all his crimes broad blown, as flush as May, and how his audit stands, who knows, save heaven. But in our circumstance and course of thought, 'tis heavy with him. And am I then revenged to take him in the purging of his soul, when he is fit and seasoned for his passage? No. Up, sword, and know thou a more horrid hint, when he is drunk asleep, or in his rage, or in the incestuous pleasure of his bed, at gaming, swearing, or about some act that has no relish of salvation in it, then trip him, that his heels may kick at heaven, and that his soul may be as damned and black as hell whereto it goes. My mother stays. This physic but prolongs thy sickly days.
My words fly up, my thoughts remain below. Words without thoughts never to heaven go.
Come straight. Look you lay home to him. Tell him his pranks have become too broad to bear with, and that your grace has screened and stood between much heat and him. Don't sconce me even here. Pray you be round with him.
Mother! Mother!
Hear me not.
Mother!
Withdraw. I hear him coming.
Now, mother, what's the matter?
Hamlet, thou hast thy father much offended.
Mother, you have my father much offended.
Come, come, you answer with an idle tongue.
Go, go, you question with a wicked tongue.
How now, Hamlet?
What's the matter now?
Have you forgot me?
No, by the root, not so. You are the queen, your husband's brother's wife, and would it were not so, you are my mother.
Nay then, I'll set those to you that can speak.
Come and sit you down, you shall not budge. You go not till I set you up a glass where you may see the inmost part of you.
What wilt thou do? Thou wilt not murder me. Help! Help!
What?
Help!
Help! Help!
Help! A rat! Dead for a ducat! Dead!
I'm slain.
Me, what hast thou done?
Nay, I know not. Is it the king?
What a rash and bloody deed is this?
A bloody deed? Almost as bad, good mother, as kill a king and marry with his brother.
As kill a king.
Right, lady, 'twas my word. Thou wretched, rash, intruding fool, farewell. I took thee for thy better. Take thy fortune. Thou find'st to be too busy is some danger. Leave wringing of your hands. Peace. Sit you down. And let me wring your heart, for so I shall, if it be made of penetrable stuff, if den and custom have not brassed it so, that it is proof and bulwark against sense.
What have I done that thou darest wag thy tongue in noise so rude against me?
Such an act that blurs the grace and blush of modesty, calls virtue hypocrite, takes off the rose from the fair forehead of an innocent love, and sets a blister there, makes marriage vows as false as dicers' oaths. Oh, such a deed, as from the body of contraction plucks the very soul, and sweet religion makes a rhapsody of words, heaven's face doth glow, yea, this solidity and compound mass, with tristful visage as against the doom, is thought sick at the act.
I'm what act that roars so loud and thunder like it's in the index?
Look you here upon this picture, and on this, the counterfeit presentment of two brothers. See what a grace was seated on this brow? This was your husband. Look you now what follows. Have you eyes? Could you on this fair mountain leave to feed and batten on this moor? Huh? Have you eyes? You cannot call it love. For at your age the heyday in the blood is tame. It's humble and waits upon the judgment. And what judgment would step from this to this? Sense sure you have, else could you not have motion. But sure that sense is apoplexed. For madness would not err, nor sense to ecstasy was ne'er so thralled, but it reserved some quantity of choice to serve in such a difference. Oh, shame! Where is thy blush? Rebellious hell, if thou canst mutine in a matron's bones, to flaming youth let virtue be as wax, and melt in her own fire. Proclaim no shame when the compulsive ardor gives the charge, since frost itself as actively doth burn, and reason panders will.
Oh, Hamlet, speak no more. Thou turn'st mine eyes into my very soul, and there I see such dark and grained spots as will not leave their taste.
Nay, but to live in the rank sweat of an insipid bed, stewed in corruption, honeying and making love over the nasty sty.
Speak no more. These words like daggers enter in mine ears. No more, sweet Hamlet.
A murderer and a villain, that from a shelf the precious diadem stole and put it in his pocket.
No more.
A king of shreds and patches! Save me and hover o'er me with your wings, you heavenly guards!
Alas, he's
what
mad.
was your gracious figure? Do you not come your tardy son to chide? That lapsed in time and passion lets go by the important acting of your dread command? Oh, say,
do not forget.
This visitation is but to whet thy almost blunted purpose. But look, amazement on thy mother sits. O step between her and her fighting soul. Conceit in weakest body, strongest works. Speak to her, Hamlet!
How is it with you, lady?
Alas, how is it with you, that you do bend your eye on vacancy, and with the empurple air do hold discourse? Whereon do you look?
On him, on him! Look you how pale he glares. His form and cause conjoined, preaching to stones, would make them capable. Do not look upon me!
To whom do you speak this?
Do you see nothing there?
Nothing at all, and yet all that is I see.
Nor did you nothing here?
No, nothing but ourselves.
Why, look you there! Look how it steals away! My father in his habit as he lived. Look where it goes even now out at the portal.
This is the very coinage of your brain. This bodiless creation that ecstasy is very cunning in.
Ecstasy. My pulse as yours doth temperately keep time, and makes as healthful music. It is not madness that I have uttered. Bring me to the test, and I the matter will reword, which madness would gamble from. Mother, for love of grace, lay not that flattering unction to your soul, that not your trespass, but my madness speaks. It will but skim and film the ulcerous place, whilst rank corruption, mining all within, infects unseen. Confess yourself to heaven. Repent what's past, avoid what is to come, and do not spread the compost on the weeds to make them ranker. Forgive me this my virtue. For in the fatness of these pursy times, virtue itself of vice must pardon beg. Yea, curb and woo for leave to do him good.
Oh, Hamlet, thou hast cleft my heart in twain.
Oh, throw away the worser part of it, and live the purer with the other half. Good night, but go not to mine uncle's bed. Assume a virtue if you have it not. Refrain tonight, and that shall lend a kind of easiness to the next abstinence, the next more easy. Once more, good night, and when you are desirous to be blessed, I'll blessing beg of you. For this same Lord I do repent, but heaven hath pleased it so, to punish me with this, and this with me, that I must be their scourge and minister. I will bestow him, and will answer well the death I gave him. So again, good night. I must be cruel, only to be kind. Thus bad begins, and worse remains behind.
One word more, good lady.
What shall I do?
Not this by no means that I bid you do. Let the bloat king tempt you again to bed, pinch wanton on your cheek, call you his mouse, and let him, for a pair of reechy kisses, or paddling in your neck with his damned fingers, make you to ravel all this matter out. That I essentially am not in madness, but mad in craft. 'Twere good you let him know, for who that's but a queen, fair, sober, wise, would from a paddock, from a bat, a gib, such dear concernings hide? Who would do so? No, and despite of sense and secrecy, unpeg the basket on the house's top. Let the birds fly, and like the famous ape, to try conclusions, in the basket creep, and break your own neck down.
Be thou assured, if words be made of breath and breath of life, I have no life to breathe of what thou hast said to me.
I must to England. You know that?
Alack, I had forgot. 'Tis so concluded on.
There's letters sealed. And my two schoolfellows, whom I will trust as I will adders fanged, they bear the mandate. They must sweep my way and marshal me to knavery. Let it work. For 'tis the sport to have the engineer hoist with his own petard, and shall go hard, but I will delve 1 yard below their mines, and blow them at the moon. Oh, 'tis most sweet, when in one line 2 crafts directly meet. This man shall set me packing. I'll lug the guts into the neighbor room. Mother, good night. Indeed, this counselor is now most still, most secret, and most grave, who was in life a foolish prating knave. Come, sir, to draw toward an end with you. Good night, mother.
This matter in these sighs, these profound heaves, you must translate, as fit we understand it. Where's your son?
Bestow this place on us a while. My good lord, what have I seen tonight?
But Gertrude, how does Hamlet?
As mad as the wind and sea will both contend which is the mightier. There's a lawless bit behind the arras, hearing something stir, whips out his rapier, cries, "A rat, a rat!" And in this brainish apprehension kills the unseen good old man.
Heavy deed. It happened so with us, and we've been there. His liberty is full of threats to all. To you yourself, to us, to everyone. Alas, how shall this bloody deed be answered? Where's he gone?
To draw apart the body he hath killed. He weeps for what is done.
Gertrude, come away. The sun no sooner shall the mountains touch, but we will ship him hence. In this foul deed we must, with all our majesty and skill, both countenance and excuse. Hold Guildenstern! Friends both, I will join you with some further aid. Hamlet in madness hath Polonius slain, and from his mother's closet hath he dragged him. Go seek him out, speak fair, and bring the body into the chapel. I pray you hasten this. Come, Gertrude. Come away. My soul is full of discord and dismay.
Safely stowed. What have you done, my lord, with the dead body? Compounded it with dust whereto 'tis kin. Tell us where the body is, that we may take it thence and bear it unto the chapel. Do not believe it. Believe what? That I can keep your counsel and not mine own. Besides, to be demanded of a sponge, what replication should be made by the son of a king? Take you me for a sponge, my lord? Aye, sir. That soaks up the king's countenance, his rewards, his authorities. But such officers do the king best service in the end. When he needs what you have gleaned, it is but squeezing you, and sponge, you shall be dry again. I understand you not, my lord. I am glad of it. A knavish speech sleeps in a foolish ear.
My lord, you must tell us where the body is and go with us to see the king.
The body is with the king, but the king is not with the body. The king is a thing.
A thing, my lord.
Of nothing. Bring me to him. Hide, fox, and all after!
Oh, now what hath befallen?
Where the dead body is bestowed, my lord, we cannot get from him.
Where is he?
Without, my lord. Guard to know your patience.
Bring him before us.
Oh, Guildenstern, bring in my lord.
Now, Hamlet, where is Polonius?
At supper.
At supper. Where?
Not where he eats, but where he is eaten. A certain convocation of politic worms are eaten at him. Your worm is your only emperor for diet. We fat all creatures else to fat us, and we fat ourselves for maggots. Your fat king and your lean beggar is but variable service. 2 dishes, but to 1 table. That's the end.
Alas, alas.
A man may fish with the worm that hath eat of a king, and eat of the fish that hath fed of that worm.
What does she mean by this?
Nothing! But to show you how a king may go a progress through the guts of a beggar.
Where is Polonius?
In heaven. Send thither to see. If your messenger find him not there, seek him in the other place yourself. But indeed, if you find him not within this month, you shall nose him as you go up the stairs into the lobby.
Go seek him there.
He will stay till you come.
Now, Hamlet, this deed, for thine especial safety, which we do tender, as we dearly grieve for that which thou hast done, must send thee hence with fiery quickness. Therefore prepare thyself. The bark is ready and the wind at help. The associates tend. And everything is bent for England.
For England.
Aye, Hamlet.
Good.
So is it if thou knowest our purposes.
I see a cherub that sees them. But come, for England. Farewell, dear mother.
Thy loving father, Hamlet.
My mother. Father and mother is man and wife. Man and wife is one flesh, and so my mother. Come, for England!
And England, if my love thou holds it not, thou mayst not coldly set her sovereign process, which imports in full, by letters congruing to that effect, the present death of Hamlet.
Good sir, whose powers are these?
They are of Norway, sir.
How purposed, sir? I pray
Against some part of Poland.
Who commands them, sir?
The young nephew of Norway, Fortinbras. I'll be with you.
Will it please you go, my lord?
I'll be with you straight. Go a little before. How all occasions do inform against me and spur my dull revenge. What is a man, if his chief good and market of his time be but to sleep and feed? A beast, no more. Sure, he that made us with such large discourse, looking before and after, gave us not that capability and godlike reason to fust in us unused. Now, whether it be bestial oblivion, or some craven scruple of thinking too precisely on the event, a thought which quartered hath but one part wisdom, and ever 3 parts coward, I do not know why yet I live to say this thing's to do, since I have cause and will and strength and means to do it. Examples gross as earth exhort me. Witness this army of such mass and charge, led by a delicate and tender prince, whose spirit, with divine ambition puffed, makes mouths at the invisible event, exposing what is mortal and unsure to all that fortune, death, and danger dare. In for an eggshell, rightly to be great, is not to stir without great argument, but greatly to find quarrel in a straw when honor's at the stake. How stand I then, that have a father killed, a mother stained, excitements of my reason and my blood, and let all sleep, while to my shame I see the imminent death of 20,000 men that for a fantasy and trick of fame go to their graves like beds. Fight for a plot whereon the numbers cannot try the cause, which is not tomb enough and continent to hide the slain. Oh, from this time forth, my thoughts be bloody, or be nothing worth.
I will not speak with her. What would she have?
She speaks much of her father.
'Twere good she were spoken with, for she may strew dangerous conjectures in ill-breeding minds.
Let her come in. Let her come in. Oh, my sick soul. Sin's true nature is. Each toy seems prologue to some great amiss. So full of artless jealousy is guilt. It spills itself in fearing to be spilt.
Where is the beauteous majesty of Denmark?
Now, Ophelia.
How should I use to love no one another one? By his cockle hat and staff, and his sandal shows.
Alas, sweet lady, what imports?
Say you? Nay, pray you mark.
He is dead and gone, he is dead and gone.
At his head a dark green turf, at his heel a stone.
Nay, but Ophelia.
Pray you mark!
White shroud of the mountain smoke,
Alas, look here.
marvelous sweet flower, which bereft to the grave did go with true showers.
How do you, pretty lady?
Well, good you. They say the owl was a baker's daughter.
Lord, we know what we are, but know not what we may be.
God be at your table.
Conceit upon her father.
Pray you let's have no words of this! But when they ask you what it means, say you this. Tomorrow is St. Valentine's Day. Early in the morning betide, and I have made it your window to be your Valentine. Then I'll see rose and dauntless close and dupe the chamber door. But in the May that out of May never depart.
pretty Ophelia.
Indeed! Long and iron both! I'll make an end of it.
Alack and fie for shame! Young men will do it when they come to it. By cock they are to blame. Quoth she, before you tumbled me, you promised me to wed. So I have done, my younger son. And thou art not come to my bed.
How long has she been thus?
I pray all will be well. We must be patient. But I cannot choose but weep to think they should lay him in the cold ground. My brother shall know of it. So I thank you for your good counsel. Come, my coach! Good night, ladies. Good night, sweet ladies. Good night. Good night. Good night.
Follow Paulsen.
Good night. Good night.
This is the poison of deep grief. It springs out from her father's death. Gertrude, Gertrude. When sorrows come, they not come single spies, but in battalions. Poor Ophelia, divided from herself and her fair judgment, without the which we are pictures of mere beasts. My dear Gertrude, this, like your murmuring peace in many places, gives me superfluous death.
What is that?
It was a brook.
Where is this king? Oh, thou fine king, give me my father.
Calmly, good Laertes.
That drop of blood that's come proclaims me bastard. Christ coupled to my father, brands the harlot, even here, to the chaste, unsmirted brow of my true mother.
What is the cause, Laertes, that thy rebellion looks so giant-like? Then, Gertrude, do not fear our person. Tell me, Laertes, why thou art thus incensed. Then, Gertrude.
Where
Speak,
is
man.
my father?
Dead.
Not by him.
Let the demand his fill.
How came he dead? I'll not be juggled with. To hell allegiance, vows to the blackest devil, conscience and grace to the profoundest pit. I dare damnation. To this point I stand, that both the worlds I give to negligence. That come what comes, only I'll be revenged most thoroughly from my father.
Who shall stay you?
My will, not all the world. For my means, I'll husband them so well they shall go far with little.
Good Laertes, if you desire to know the certainty of your dear father's death, is it written in your revenge that to stake you will draw both friend and foe, winner and loser?
None but his enemies.
Will you know them then?
To his good friends, thus wide I'll up my arms, and let the kind life-rendering pelican repass them with my blood.
Why now, you speak like a good child and a true gentleman, that I am guiltless of your father's death, and am most sensible and grief for it. But shall his level to your judgment pierce, his day does to your eyes.
Oh, what's that? Oh, Pete, dry out my eyes. Tears 7 times salt, dry out the sense and virtue of mine eye. By heaven, thy madness shall be laid by weight, till our scale turn thee. Oh, Rosemary, dear maid, kind sister, sweet Ophelia! Oh, heavens, is it possible? Young maid's wit should be as mortal as an old man's life. Nature is fine in love. Where 'tis fine, it sends some precious instance of itself after the thing it loved.
They bore him barefaced on the bier, a nunny nunny, and in his grave reigned many a tear. You must sing a down, and you call him a down. Oh, how the wheel becomes! It is the false steward that stole his master's daughter.
There's nothing's more than the matter.
There's rosemary, that's for remembrance. Pray, love, remember. There's pansies, that's for thoughts.
A document in madness. Thoughts and remembrance fit.
There's fennel for you and columbines. There's brew for you, some for me. We may call it herb graces some days. You must wear your roof with a difference. There's Daisy. I would give you some violets, but they withered all when my father died. They say me a good end. For Bonnie, sweet Robin is all my joy.
Thought and affliction. Passion, hell itself. She turns the favors and brings.
And will he not come again? And will he not come again? No, no, he is dead. Gone to thy deathbed. He will never come again. His beard was white as snow. All flaxen was his. He is gone! He is gone! And cast away. God have mercy on his soul. And of all Christian souls, I pray God. God be with me.
Do you see this? Oh, God.
Ladies, I must commune with your grief, or you deny me right. But let apart, make choice of whom your wisest friends you will, and they shall hear and judge twixt you and me. By direct or by collateral hand they find us touched. We will our kingdom give, our crown, our life, and all that we can ours to you in satisfaction. But if not, you contend to lend your patience to us, and we shall jointly labor with your soul to give it due content.
Let this be so. But his means of death, his obscure funeral, no sword, trophy, nor hatchment of response, no noble right, nor formal ostentation. Why, he heard, as far from heaven to earth, that I must call in question.
So you shall. With these fences, let the great axe fall. I pray you go with me.
Horatio, when thou shalt have overlooked this, give this fellow some means to the king. He has letters for him. Ere we were 2 days old at sea, a pilot with very warlike appointment gave us chase. Finding ourselves too slow to sail, we put on a compelled valor, and in the grapple I boarded them. On the instant they got clear of our ship, so I alone became their prisoner. They have dealt with me like thieves of mercy, but they knew what they did. I am to do a good turn for them. Let the king have the letters I have sent, and repair thou to me with as much speed as thou wouldst fly death. I have words to speak in thine ear would make thee dumb, yet are they much too light for the bore of the matter. This good fellow will bring thee where I am. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern hold their course for England. Of them I have much to tell thee. Farewell. He that thou knowest thine Hamlet. Come. I will make you wait for these your letters, and do it the speedier, that you may direct me to him from whom you brought them.
Now, wash your conscience by the acquaintance seal, and you must put me in your heart for friend. Sith you have heard, with a knowing ear, that he would have your noble father slain, pursued my life.
It well appears. But tell me why you proceeded not against these feats.
For two special reasons, which may to you perhaps seem much insinued, but yet to me they are strong. The queen his mother lives almost by his looks. And for myself, my virtue or my plague, pity of the which, she's so conjunctive to my life and soul, that as the star moves not but in his sphere, I could not but by her. The other motive why to the public con I might not go is the great love the general gender bear him.
And so have I a noble father-boss, a sister driven into desperate terms, whose worth, if praises may go back again, so challenge her on mount of all the age for her perfections. But my revenge will come.
Break not your sleep to that. You surely shall hear more. I loved your father, and we love ourselves. And that I hope will teach you to imagine. Oh no, what news?
Letters, my lord, from Hamlet. This to your majesty, this to the queen.
From Hamlet? Who brought them?
Sailors, my lord. They say, I saw them not. I received them of Claudio, he was given them of him that brought them.
Laertes, you shall hear them. Leave us. High and mighty, you shall know I am sent naked on your kingdom. Tomorrow shall I beg leave to see your kingly eyes, when I shall, first asking your pardon thereunto, recount the occasion of my sudden and more strange return. Hamlet, what should this mean? Is it some abuse, or all the rest come back, or is it some abuse and no such thing?
Know you the hat.
This Hamlet's character, naked. And in postscript here he says, alone. Can you advise me?
I am lost in it, my lord, but let him come. It warms the very sickness in my heart that I shall live, and tell him to his teeth, thus didst thou.
If it be so, Laertes, will you be ruled by me?
Aye, my lord, so you will not overrule me to a peace.
To thine own peace. If he be now returned as checking at his voyage, and that he means no more to undertake it, I will work him to an exploit now ripe in my device, under the which he shall not choose but fall, and for his death no wind of blame shall breathe, but even his mother shall uncharge the practice and call it accident.
My lord, I will be ruled.
Falls right. Laertes, was your father dear to you, or are you like the painting of a sorrow, a face without a heart?
Why ask you this?
Not that I think you did not love your father. Hamlet comes back. What would you undertake to show yourself your father's son in deed more than in words?
To cut his throat in the church.
No place indeed should murder sanctuarize. Revenge should have no bounds. But good Laertes, will you do this? Keep close within your chamber. Hamlet returns shall know you come home. We'll put on those shall praise your excellence, bring you in fine together, and wager on your heads. You may choose a sword unbaited, and in a passive practice, requite him for your father.
I will do it. And for this purpose, I'll anoint my sword. I bought an unction of a mountebank, so mortal that but dip a knife in it, where it draws blood, no cataplasm so rare, collected from all the simples that have virtue under the moon, can save the thing from death that is but scratched withal. I'll touch my point with this contagion, that if I gall him slightly, it may be death.
Let's further think on this, weigh what convenience both of time and means may fit us to our shape. If this should fail, and that our drift look through our bad performance, through a better not assayed, therefore this project should have a back a second that might hold if this should blast in proof. Soft, let me see. We'll make a solemn wager on your cunnings. I have it. When in your motion you are hot and dry, as make your bout more violent to that end, and that he calls for drink, I'll have prepared him a chalice for the nonce, whereon but sipping, if he by chance escaped your venom stuck, our purpose may hold there.
Alas, sweet queen!
One woe doth tread upon another's heel, so fast they follow. Your sister's drowned, Laertes.
Drowned? Where?
There's a willow grows aslant a brook. It shows his hoar leaves in the glassy stream. There with fantastic garlands did she come. Crowflowers, nettles, daisies, and long purples that liberal shepherds give a grosser name, but our cold maids do dead man's fingers call them. There on the pendant boughs, her coronet weeds clambering to hang, an envious sliver broke. And down her weedy trophies and herself fell. And the weeping brook. Her close spread wide and mermaid like a while they bore her up. Each time she chanted snatches of old tunes like one incapable of her own distress, or like a creature native and endued unto that element. But long it could not be, till that her garments heavy with their drink pulled the poor wretch from her melodious lay to muddy death.
Alas, then, she is drowned.
Drowned. Drowned.
Too much of water hast thou, O Ophelia, and therefore I forbid my tears. But it is our trick. Nature her custom holds. Let shame say what it will. Once these are gone, the woman will be out. Adieu, my lord. I have a speech of fire fain would blaze. Let this folly does it.
Let's follow, Gertrude. How much I had to calm this rage, and I fear at this will get us started again. Before, let's follow.
You were I did love, methought 'twas very sweet to contract the time for my behalf. Oh, methought there was nothing meet.
Has this fellow no feeling of his business that he sings at grave-making?
Custom hath made it in him a property of easiness.
Seems so. The hand of little employment hath the daintier sense.
But age with his stealing steps hath clawed me in his clutch, and hath shook me till land, as if I'd never been such.
That skull had a tongue in it and could sing once. Why, may not that be the skull of a lawyer? Where be his quiddities now? His quillets, his cases, his tenures, and his tricks? Why does he suffer this rude knave now to knock him about the sconce with a dirty shovel, and will not tell him of his action of battery? Whose grave's this, sirrah?
Mine, sir. Fit of place to be made for such a guest as meet.
I think it be thine indeed, for thou liest in it.
You lie out on it, sir. Therefore it is not yours. For my part, I do not lie in it, and yet it is mine.
Thou dost lie in it to be in it, and say it is thine. 'Tis for the dead, not for the quick. Therefore thou liest.
'Twas a quick lie, sir, to away again from me to you.
What man dost thou beg it for?
For no man, sir.
What woman, then?
For none, neither.
Who is to be buried in it?
One that was a woman, sir, but rest her soul, she's dead.
How absolute the knave is. We must speak by the card, Horatio, or equivocation will undo us. How long hast thou been a grave maker?
Of all the days in the year since I came to it, it was that very day our last King Hamlet overcame Fortinbras.
Oh. How long is that since?
Oh, cannot you tell that? Every fool can tell that. It was the very day that young Hamlet was born. He that is mad sent to New England.
Aye, Mary. Why was he sent into England?
Why? Because he was mad. He shall recover his wits there, or, if he do not, it is no great matter there. Why? 'Twill not be seen in them there. There the men are as mad as he.
How came he mad?
Very strangely, they say.
How strangely?
Faith Ian with losing his wits.
Upon what ground?
Why here, in Denmark. Oh, I've been sexton here, man and boy, 30 years.
How long will a man lie in the earth ere he rot?
Faith, if he be not rotten before he die, as we have many pocky courses nowadays that would scarce hold the laying in, oh, he will last you some 8 or 9 year. A tanner will last you 9 year.
Why he more than another?
Sir, his hide is so tanned with this trade, he'd keep out water a great while. And your water is a sore decayer of your hoar sun dead body. Here's a skull now, sir, hath lain you in the earth some 23 year.
Whose was it?
Poor son, mad fellas, it was. Whose do you think it was? Ah?
Nay, I know not.
Pestilence on him! A mad rogue. Poured a flagon of Rhenish on my head once. This skull, sir, this same skull, sir, was Yorick's skull, King's jester.
This?
E'en so.
Let me see. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio. A fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy. He hath borne me on his back 1,000 times, and now, how abhorred in my imagination it is. My gorge rises at it. Here hung those lips I have kissed I know not how oft. Where be your jibes now? Your gambols, your songs, your flashes of merriment that were wont to set the table on a roar. Not one now to mock your own grinning. Quite chapfallen. Now get you to my lady's chamber, and tell her, let her paint an inch thick. To this favor she must come. Make her laugh at that. I prithee, Horatio, tell me one thing.
What's that, my lord?
Dost thou think Alexander looked this fashion in the earth?
E'en so.
And smelled so.
E'en so, my lord.
To what base uses we may return, Horatio? Why may not imagination trace the noble dust of Alexander till he find it stopping a bunghole?
It's for to consider too curiously, to consider so.
No, faith, not a jot. But to follow him thither with modesty enough and likelihood to lead it as thus. Alexander died. Alexander was buried. Alexander returneth into dust. The dust is earth. Of earth we make loam, and why? Of that loam whereto he was converted, might they not stop a beer barrel? But soft a while. Here comes the king. Queen. Courtiers. Who is this they follow?
Couch we a while, mark.
Lay her in the earth. From her fair and unpolluted flesh may violence spring. I tell thee, a ministering angel shall my sister be, and thou liest howling.
What? Fair Ophelia?
Sweets to the sweet. Farewell. I hope thou shouldst have been my Hamlet's wife.
I thought thy bride bed to have decked sweet maid, not have strewed thy grave.
Oh, treble woe, full 10 times treble of that cursed head, whose wicked deed thy most ingenious sense deprived thee of. Hold off the earth a while, till I call her once more in mine arms. Now pile your dust upon the quick and dead, till this flat a mountain you have made, to overtop, O Pelion, with the skyish head of blue Olympus.
What is he? Whose grief bears such an emphasis, whose phrase of sorrow conjures the wandering stars, and makes them stand like wonder-wounded heroes. This is I, Hamlet the Dane!
I will take thy soul!
Thou prayest not well. I prithee take thy fingers from my throat, for though I am not spleenative and rash, yet have I something in me dangerous, which let thy wiseness fear. Hold off my hand!
Hamlet!
Why, I will fight with him upon this theme until my eyelids will no longer wag.
Oh, my son, what theme?
I love Ophelia! 40,000 brothers could not, with all their quantity of love, make up my son. What wilt thou do for her?
Oh, he is mad, Laertes.
For love of God, forbear him.
Soon show me what thou do. Would weep, would fight, would fast, would tear thyself, would drink up Isel, eat a crocodile. I'll do it. Dost thou come here to whine, to outface me with leaping in her grave? Be very quick with her, and stop lie. And if thou crave mountains, let them throw millions of acres on us, till our ground, singeing his pate against the burning zone, make also like a wart. Nay, an out mouth, I'll ranch as well.
This is mere madness. Get wild enough, it will work on him.
Hear you, sir. What is the reason that you use me thus? I loved you ever. But it is no matter. Let Hercules himself do what he may. The cat will mew, and dog will have his day.
Strengthen your patience in our last night's speech. We'll put the matter to the present push. Good Gertrude, set some watch over your son. This grave shall have a living monument. An hour of quiet surely shall we see. Till then in patience our proceeding be.
Youth when I did love to love, and thought 'twas very sweet to contract the time.
So much for this, sir. Now shall you see the other. You do remember all the circumstance?
Remember it, my lord?
Sir, in my heart there was a kind of fighting that would not let me sleep. Rashly, and praise be rashness for it. Let us know. Our indiscretion sometimes serves us well when our deep plots do pall, and that should teach us. There's a divinity that shapes our ends, rough hew them how we will.
Well, that is most certain, my lord.
Up from my cabin, my sea gown scarfed about me, in the dark groped I to find out them. Had my desire, fingered their packet, and in fine withdrew to mine own room again, making so bold my fears, forgetting manners, to unseal their grand commission, where I found Horatio. O royal knavery, an exact command, larded with many several sorts of reasons, importing Denmark's health and England's too, with such bugs and goblins in my life, that on the supervised, no leisure bated, no, not to stay the grinding of the axe, my head should be struck off. Is it possible? Here's the commission. Read it at more leisure. But wilt thou hear me how I did proceed?
I beseech you.
I sat me down, devised a new commission, wrote it fair. I once did hold it as our statists do, a baseness to write fair, and labored much how to forget that learning. But sir, now it did me yeoman's service. Wilt thou know the effect of what I wrote?
Aye. Good, my lord.
An earnest conjuration from the king, as England was his faithful tributary, as love between them like the palm might flourish, as peace should still her wheaten garland wear, and stand a comma tween their amities, and many such like ases of great charge, that on the view and knowing of these contents, without debatement further, more or less, he should the bearers put to sudden death, not shriving time allowed.
How is this sealed?
What mean? And that was heaven ordinate. I had my father's signet in my purse, which was the model of that Danish seal. Folded the writ up in form of the other, subscribed it, gave it the impression, placed it safely, the changeling never known. Now the next day was our sea fight, and what to this was sequent, thou knowest already.
So Guildenstern and Rosencrantz, go to it.
Why, man, they did make love to this employment. They are not near my conscience. Their defeat does by their own insinuation grow. 'Tis dangerous when the baser nature comes between the pass and fell incensed points of mighty opposites.
What a king is this?
Is it not, thinks thee? Stand me now upon. He that hath killed my king and whored my mother, popped in between the election and my hopes, thrown out his angle from my proper life, and with such cozenage is not perfect conscience to quit him with this arm, and is not to be damned to let this canker of our nature come in further evil.
It must be shortly known to him from England what is the issue of the business there.
It will be short. The interim is mine. And a man's life's no more than to say one. But I am very sorry, Horatio. The Laertes I forgot myself, for by the image of my cause I see the portraiture of his. I'll court his favors. Sure, the bravery of his grief did put me into a towering passion.
Peace. Who comes here?
Your lordship is right welcome back to Denmark.
I humbly thank you, my lady. Dost know this waterfly?
No, my lord.
Thy state is the more gracious, for 'tis a vice to know her. She hath much land and fertile. Let a beast to be mistress of beasts, and her crib shall stand at the king's mess. 'Tis a chuff, but as I say, spacious in the possession of dirt.
Sweet lord, if your lordship were at leisure, I should impart a thing to you from his majesty.
I will receive it, miss, with all diligence of spirit.
Sir, here is nearly come to court later days. Believe me, an absolute gentleman, full of most excellent differences, of very soft society and great showing. Indeed, to speak feelingly of him, he is the card or calendar of gentry. For you shall find in him the continent of what part a gentleman would see.
Miss, his definement suffers no perdition in you, though I know to divide him inventorially would dizzy the arithmetic of memory, and yet but yaw neither in respect of his quick sale, but in the verity of extolment, I take him to be a soul of great article, and his infusion of such dearth and rareness as to make true diction of him his semblable is his mirror, and who else would trace him his umbrage? Nothing more.
Your lordship speaks most infallibly of him.
The concernancy, miss? Why do we wrap the gentleman in our more rawer breath?
Sir?
Is it not possible to understand in another tongue? You will do it, miss. Really.
What imports the nomination of this gentleman?
Of Laertes?
Her purse is empty already, all her golden words are spent.
Of him, my lady.
I know you are not ignorant,
I
sir.
would you did, yet in faith, if you did, it would not much approve me. Well, miss?
You are not ignorant of what excellence Laertes is.
I dare not confess that, lest I should compare with him in excellence. But to know a man well were to know himself.
mean, sir, by his weapon. But in the imputation laid on him by them, in his meed he's unfellowed.
What's his weapon?
Rapier and dagger.
That's 2 of his weapons, but, well.
The king, sir, hath laid that in a dozen passes between yourself and him, he should not exceed you 3 hits. He hath laid on 12 for 9. And it would come to immediate trial if your lordship would vouchsafe the answer.
How if I answer no?
I mean, my lord, the opposition of your person in trial.
Milady, I will walk here in the hall. If it please his majesty, 'tis the breathing time of day with me. Let the foils be brought, the gentleman willing, and the king hold his purpose. I will win for him, and I can. If not, I will gain nothing but my shame, and the odd hits.
Shall I redeliver you in so?
To this effect, miss, after what flourish your nature will.
Commit my duty to your lordship.
Yours.
You will lose this wager, my lord.
I do not think so. Since he went into France, I have been in continual practice. I shall win at the odds. But thou wouldst not think how ill all's here about my heart. But it is no matter.
Nay, good, my lord.
It is but foolery. But it is such a kind of game-giving as would perhaps trouble a woman.
If your mind dislike anything, obey it. I will forestall the repair hither and say you are not fit.
Not a whit! We defy augury. There's a special providence in the fall of a sparrow. If it be now, 'tis not to come. If it be not to come, it will be now. If it be not now, yet it will come. The readiness is all, since no man has aught of what he leaves. What is to leave betimes?
Come, Hamlet, come. And take this hand for me.
Give me your pardon, sir. I've done you wrong. But pardon it, as you are a gentleman. Sir, this presence knows, and you must needs have heard how I am punished with a sore distraction. What I have done that might your nature, honor, and exception roughly awake, I here proclaim was madness. Was't Hamlet wronged, Laertes? Never Hamlet. If Hamlet from himself be ta'en away, and when he's not himself does wrong Laertes, then Hamlet does it not. Hamlet denies it. Who does it then? His madness. If it be so, Hamlet is of the faction that is wronged. His madness is poor Hamlet's enemy. Sir, in this audience, let my disclaiming from a purposed evil free me so far in your most generous thoughts that I have shot mine arrow o'er the house and hurt my brother.
I am satisfied in nature, whose motive in this case should stir me most to my revenge. But in my sense of honor, I stand aloof, and will no reconcilement. To by some elder masters of known honor, I have a voice, and president of peace, to keep my name on board. Till that time, I do receive your offered love like love, and will not wrong it.
I embrace it freely, and will this brother's wager frankly play. Give us the foils! Come on!
Come, what you mean?
I'll be your foil, Laertes. In my ignorance, your skill shall, like a star of the darkest night, stick fiery off indeed.
Mock me, sir.
No. By this hand.
Cousin Hamlet, You know the wager.
Very well, my lord. Your grace hath laid the odds of the weaker side.
I do not fear it. I've seen you both, but since he is better, we have therefore odds.
This one is too heavy, let me see it.
This likes me well. These spoils have all a length.
Hi, my lord.
If Hamlet give the first or second hit, or quit an answer of the third exchange, let all the battlements or ordnance fire. The king shall drink to Hamlet's better breath. Give me the cup. Come, begin. And you, the judges, bear a wary eye.
Come on, sir.
Come, my lord.
One! Judgment?
A hit. Most probable hit.
Well, again. Stay. Give me a drink. Hamlet, this pearl is thine. Here's to thy health. Give him the cup.
I'll play this bout first. Set it by a while. Come.
Another hit! What say you?
Touch. A touch! You confess.
Here, Hamlet, take my napkin. Rub thy eyes. The queen carouses to thy fortune.
Gertrude, do not drink!
I will, my lord, I pray you. Pardon me.
It is the poison cup. It is too late.
I dare not drink yet, madam, by and by.
Come, and let me wipe thy face.
My lord, I'll take him now.
I did not think it.
And yet it's almost against my conscience.
Come for the third, Laertes. You but dally. I pray you, pass with your best violence. I am afeard you make a wanton of me.
Say you so. Come, then.
How does the queen?
She swoops to see them bleed.
No, no. The drink, the drink. Oh, my dear Hamlet. The drink, the drink. I am poisoned.
Villainy! Oh! Let the door be locked! Treachery! Seek it out! It is here, Hamlet. Hamlet, thou art slain. No medicine in the world can do thee good. Within thee there is not half an hour of life. The treacherous instrument is in thy hand, unmated and invented. The fell practice hath turned itself on me. Lo, here I lie, never to rise again. The queen is poisoned. I can no more. The king is to blame. The point, envenomed too. Then venom to thy wound. Here, thou incestuous, murderous, damned Dane, drink off this potion. Is thy union here? Oh! Follow my mother! He is justly served. It is a poison tempered by himself. Exchange forgiveness with me, noble Hamlet. Mine and my father's death come not upon thee, nor mine on thee. Heaven make thee free of it. I follow thee. I am dead, Horatio. Wretched queen, adieu. You that look pale and tremble at this chance, that are but mutes or audience to this act, had I but time, as this fell Sergeant Death, who is strict in his arrest, oh, I could tell you, let it be. Horatio, I am dead, thou livest. Report me and my cause a right to the unsatisfied.
Never believe it. I am more an antique Roman than a Dane. Here's yet some liquor left.
Is thou a man? Give me the cup. Let go! By heaven, I'll have it! Horatio, what a wounded name! Things standing thus unknown shall live behind me. If thou didst ever hold me in thy heart, absent thee from felicity a while, and in this harsh world, draw thy breath in pain to tell my story. What warlike noise is this?
Young foreign cross with compass come from Poland.
Oh! I die, Horatio. The potent poison quite o'ercrows our spirit. I cannot live to hear the news from England, but I do prophesy the election lights on Fortinbras. He has my dying voice, so tell him, with the occurrence more and less which have solicited the rest is silence.
Now cracks a noble heart. Good night, sweet prince. And flights of angels sing thee to thy rest. Let me speak to the yet unknowing world, how these things came about. So shall you hear of carnal, bloody, and unnatural acts, of accidental judgments, casual slaughters, of death, put on by forced cause, and in this upshot purposes mistook fallen on the inventors' heads. All this can I truly deliver. And from his mouth, whose voice will draw on more, but let this same be presently performed, even while men's minds are wild, lest more mischance on plots and errors happen.